Good day, everyone. I'd like to take this opportunity to say welcome to my leadership interview for my master's program. My name is Ronnie Bickramdass. I'm an IDE student, that is Innovative Design and Entrepreneurship student in the master's program. This course is Leadership and Human Resource Management. With me here is Mtima Solwazi. He has a lot in his portfolio. But before we get into that, I just want to say this course is really, this interview I should see, is really to talk about leadership in the community. And he is a perfect example of this. So as I would say, Mtima, he is the founder and president of the Oral Tradition Roots Foundation. He also is employed in the Ministry of National Security, a community activity officer, action officer. So my apologies, with the Citizen Security Program. So tell me something more about this Roots Foundation, Mtima.
Okay, good afternoon and nice being here on this interview program with you. So Roots Foundation, it's a non-profit company, right? We were established back in 2005, and what we do, we provide basically safe spaces for expressions, right? We focus primarily on the oral traditions with a slant towards spoken word poetry. So we have three main areas that we look at. We look at festivals, right? We look at interventions and media. So in our festivals, we curate an international festival called Cascado, where we invite poets from all over the world. They spend about 10 days in Trinidad, and we engage youth at the Youth Training and Rehabilitation Center, which was formerly YTC.
Yes.
We go to St. Jude School for Girls, and we also visit communities that you would call disenfranchised or criminogenic communities.
Okay.
So we also participate in international festivals such as Bravely Voices and recently Flu, which was held in Brazil. And Bravely Voices is held annually in the United States. In our intervention programs, we have a main program called Abyssinia, a Journey of Change, where we engage secondary school students by sharing with them our past experiences. So we have on board a pastor, a reverend, and myself, and we share our past experiences of crime and violence to not glorify that life, but to show the young people that, hey, that is not the right road to go down, and even to show them more that even though you may be caught up in that lifestyle, there's still hope to get out and make something of yourself. And we are now entering the phase of media, where we're trying to document a lot of the programs we are doing and make them fit for television, and we also engaging in animation.
Okay.
So that's what Roots Foundation is really about. Our target audience is what we call vulnerable youth in at-risk circumstances and opportunity youth. And I could break down opportunity youth. These are young persons between the ages of 16 and 24 who are not employed, not in school, but want to make a difference in their community.
Yes, so there you have it, a wonderful community leader, if you want to put it that way, in doing a lot of work for the young kids out there. And as you mentioned, the arts, it is one of the main avenues to get these kids out there.
Yeah, and if I could take a page out of a book from the chairman of NALIS, the National Library, Neil Parsonal, he says that when reading stops, violence begins.
Correct.
Right?
Correct.
So what we try to do with young people, give them that space to express themselves.
Yes.
And we have seen that in the absence of having that command of speech to say how you feel, in the absence of that is violence.
Yes, that is very true. Expressing themselves, that's what a lot of these kids need right now.
Yeah.
And it's a perfect avenue for this that you are providing for these kids. Must commend you on that, Mtima. And so in your own opinion, what do you think are the qualities that are necessary to make a good leader? And it's a difficult question,
Yeah. What
but
are
you
the-
are leader in your own rights. So, what are the qualities?
So, what I've learned over the years, because this thing called leadership is not an easy task, and some people run for leadership position, but it takes a lot of introspection, right? Because, well, we all know the cliche: to be a good leader, you have to be a good follower.
Correct.
Right? But what I try to do in my personal life as a leader is try not to make some of the same mistakes I've seen other leaders make. Right? And I think one of the biggest mistakes leaders make is they try to always assert themselves in this space as, hey, I'm the boss here.
Right.
I'm in charge.
Right.
Because you're the leader, I think everybody already knows you're in charge. You don't need to remind people
Correct.
that you're in charge and you're the boss, right? And also what I try to do is to lead from behind.
Okay.
And when I say lead from behind in the sense of motivating, encouraging, and rewarding my staff or those who I lead. So when you lead from behind, they already know you're the leader, you're in charge. But when you lead from behind, you empower people to be proactive, to make decisions and feel comfortable in making decisions. Yes, you keep an open door and the lines of communication open, right? So there will always be dialogue,
Correct.
right? But they must feel comfortable that, hey, I have this idea, I could pitch this idea, I could pitch this way of doing something, because they have been empowered, as I said, they have been rewarded. One of the things I realized in Trinidad is that we're not accustomed to being rewarded. So if someone is being rewarded, you might feel, I wonder what that person up to. What they want. Because we're not accustomed being praised and rewarded for things that we do.
Right.
So I try my best to always ensure that my staff, those who I follow the team, because we have a senior team, we have a roots team, we have a staff that actually is at the engine room behind everything. I try to reward, I try to motivate, I try always to encourage, and I said, lead from behind.
Yes, and to be blunt or to put it into perspective here, those qualities that you mentioned are traits of a very good leader, by definition, actually.
Okay.
So what you say just ties in with everything that.
The textbook.
Yes. Correct. So
Interesting.
very good, I must say. So, from your view of it, what do you think the difference between management and leadership? I'm asking you some tough questions.
Yeah, I think I failed that question when I was in school. Because that is a question they always ask. Give a definition between management and leadership.
Yes, it's a popular question.
Yeah, Lord. So, management. I think as a okay, and if I could probably give an anecdote in terms of management versus leadership. So, as a leader, from time to time you'll be called upon to assume the role of a manager.
Correct.
Right? And I think most managers are leaders. Right?
In their own right.
Yeah, in their own rights. Most managers are leaders. So, as a manager, again, I think what helps to make a good manager is, again, some of the same qualities I mentioned earlier, right? Teamwork is important, right? Because a manager or a leader really looks good when those are leading and those are managing perform at the best.
Correct.
Right?
Very true.
So, I think as a manager, we need to be mindful of the results we want.
Right.
So, you could want your staff to come to work for 9 and leave 5, because that's the stipulated work hours.
Yes.
And there's a manager, you know. So you're working 9 to 5, right? But as a manager, you could create an environment where they want to come to work for 9. And they leave it at 5, but they're not seeing what they're doing as work or task, but more like an activity or a project. So I try to tell myself,
Or a hobby, if you want to put it that way.
well, yeah,
Because
yeah,
I would tell people honestly, my job, it's like a hobby for me. It's not really a job where you have to do this because it's your duty. No, it's because you like it. It's your love for the
but
job.
the environment helps to it.
Correct.
The environment helps because if you don't create that environment where your staff feels comfortable, I always try to tell myself, listen, we could talk.
Yes.
Don't be afraid to. No, I may have a very serious face and my voice might be heavy and people might say, oh God, me ain't telling him nothing. But after a while you're supposed to know, hey, I could go to anything or anything. I feel comfortable, feel secure in speaking, in sharing. And I think that is what a manager creates, that environment for the staff, for the team to feel comfortable. And the leader now, I say, you lead from behind, you motivate, you encourage, you reward. A manager creates that environment for staff to feel comfortable, for staff to, as I say, be on the job and not realize it's work I work in. Because I think most employees love doing what they do, right? But
Most employees.
Yeah, most. Yeah, that's it. Most. I think most. Yeah, most. But I think it becomes stressful when the manager does not create that environment where they could feel comfortable. Because let's face it, no matter where you work, right now in Trinidad, to leave home to get to your job, in itself is a task.
Yes.
Traffic jam,
Yes.
crazy drivers on the road. And then when you have to maneuver that and go and face a manager who is making it even more uncomfortable for you, stress.
Correct.
So you will work from 9 to 5, but the quality, you will not get the quality, right? Or the manager will not get the quality, and you, the staff, will not feel the satisfaction. So that manager is important in creating that. So I think that's the difference between a manager and a leader. The manager creates that environment for the work, the staff or the employees or the team to feel comfortable, and the leader is the one who encourages, supports, motivates, rewards. I think so. Probably hope I've scored on that.
I think you did. Very good, Mtima. Just another thing, you mentioned the foundation, Roots Foundation, and what you all have done, for the kids and whatnot, in terms of the arts and the spoken word and all these sort of things. And I know you're heavily involved in that as well, as an artist as well.
Yes.
So just building on that, what are your vision for the Roots Foundation and the arts and all that?
Well, firstly, I have always been saying that I do not want, when I die, for Roots Foundation to dead.
Very true. Nobody wants their business to die.
I would like it to continue. So I have been working very hard and praying to build a team that could take this forward, right? And I try to involve a lot of young persons in leadership roles. I'm not giving them too much because they still need to be mentored, to be guided, right? But their ideas will be valuable. Their passion, their drive, they're younger than me, When you have somebody, when you are 20 years senior to somebody, you could have hope that, hey, they're supposed to take this thing forward, right? With just the right guidance, the right support. So, that is my biggest hope, that, I could help build a team that could continue this work moving forward. But I don't necessarily the same passion as me, probably with more passion than I have, and I think that's my goal for Roots Foundation moving forward. That we really have a strong team that wants the same thing that I want, but with even more passion and more fervor, you know?
Yeah, and that is very good. And looking at the future of the whole organization, the foundation, something you started and has been doing a lot of positive work for the youths in various communities throughout the country. So again, good work there. And as you mentioned, the team, there's always a strong team around a good leader. And as you mentioned just now, you are building that team. And you are quite right. There's a lot of youths in your organization and in your office doing well, you're helping you with your work. And that is something you rarely see in organizations. And I must commend you on that. So in terms of your strong leadership, that shows your leadership quality. As much as you try to avoid it, it shows leadership quality. Right? And that's good to see, building a strong team. So it ties into that. I just wanted to mention that. So
okay,
good work again. As a leader, what are your greatest challenge?
It's worse than CXC.
Yes, I know I'm throwing some hard questions at you here, but
so, what for me? What is my greatest challenge? Trying to please everyone, which I could never do.
very
Right?
true, very true.
So, as a leader, because sometimes what happens is you get, at least for me, I get kind of involved with my team. So, like, I will know, so like with the youth who I work with, I will know the parents, I'll know the siblings, sometimes I'll even visit them home, some of them will come home by me. So I kind of get involved in their life. And you had to strike that balance as a leader. So for instance, I will have youth who working with us, right? But I also know their personal life,
Right.
home by them, the parents, siblings. And I have to find a way to separate it, in the sense that they may be having some challenges at home that their parents may share with me, but it's not work related. So as a leader now, I have to make that balance and say, hey, should I address that in our work settings or not? Because it will be unfair to the individual that they have the personal challenges at home, and your boss now won't address it
Yes.
in work.
Yes.
So I have to make a decision, hey, no, you need to give them that respect and that space, right? Not saying that we won't have discussions about personal things or challenges, but you can't mix it, right? And when I mentioned earlier about that pleasing everyone, you cannot please everybody, right? And I try to let those who I work with, the team, even the board, know that, yes, everybody wants to be treated the same way in terms of, there is.
See, it's very personal to you.
Yeah, no, because I say sometimes you want to really be the best that you could be, right? But just you can't please everybody, and
Yeah.
I think that's the biggest challenge. Even in your home, you try to please all the children. You try to, and you can't please everybody. You can't satisfy everybody's needs. At least at the same time, right? But you just try to be open, be real, because I let them know, right? If I have, I have. If I don't have, I don't have. I may not be able to talk now, because somebody may message me, Mtima, we need to talk. I say, well, let me call you back, or
Correct.
because I may not be in the right frame of mind, or
Yes.
And again, you're trying to build relationships, and you have to be real mindful because sometimes you may say the wrong thing to the person in a vulnerable time,
Right.
and you may say something that a person at a vulnerable time, and they may misinterpret it the wrong way.
Correct.
So
Yeah, so
people have drawn from leadership, right? It's not. Listen, there was a Saturday. A Saturday afternoon, I got a message from one of my team members that his vehicle caught a fire and blew up. So his wife was in the vehicle, his mother and his sister. I said, wow. So that was posted in the WhatsApp group. So so the team know about it. Then I decide, our next team member messaged me, my mother got in an accident. Same time, right?
Wow.
She said, call my mother in the morning. I said, no problem. So this is me now, as a leader, after juggle now with one team member, vehicle blow up, his wife, mother and sister could have been killed. Our next team member, mother got in a 3-car smash up.
Wow.
I said, okay. Sunday morning now, the team, the guy, the member who car blew up, van blew up, his father was in the hospital, unrelated.
Okay.
But he died Saturday night itself.
Wow.
So the Sunday morning now, he posted in the group a voice note, my father now dead. I say, wow. So I have now this van that blew up,
Right.
mother in an accident, and my father, who van blew up, my father dead. So we have a counseling psychologist on board. I decided to call him. I'm a go-to man.
Yes.
So I called the counseling psychologist. I said, listen, you need to call so-and-so, father dead. You need to call so-and-so, mother in hospital, accident. Here the counseling psychologist. Boy, I now get a phone call, my aunt dead.
Wow. That was a terrible weekend.
So I put down the phone, and I went and I sat on my bed, and I asked God, what is the next move now? What is the next move?
Correct.
Because your go-to man needs somewhere to go to,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
And I sat there for a while, contemplating, as a leader now, what are you going to do? Run and hide until everybody buried?
That's not a good leader.
Right? So I went back to the group, and I posted a kind of long message talking about God doesn't give one more than it could bear. And I tried to, in the best way possible, comfort everybody in that time.
Correct. Yes.
And at that moment I realized this thing called leadership is very hard.
It is very hard. Very difficult.
Yeah.
And you overcome a couple of challenges there really well. And all it took is just take a step back, think about it, find a reasonable solution that would benefit each and everyone involved. Yes, as you mentioned that those incidents that took place on that weekend, it's terrible, but as you mentioned, you came out of it very well. And sitting down and thinking about it, realizing what it is need to be done, and it all ties back to what you said before. You can't please everybody, but you look for that solution in such a way that everybody will get something out of it.
And as I said in the beginning of the discussion, it's about introspection.
Yes.
And a lot of times, or all the times, as a leader, you should always have this time to sit down and reflect.
Yes.
Look back, look at yourself, because although the team went through a very traumatic experience, right, each one of them would have expected a response from me.
Yes.
And as I said, when I went to my go-to man, needed somebody to go to. So I was like, and that made me realize how serious this thing called leadership really is.
Yes.
It's not the play with leader, because it's people's lives that you do it.
Yes.
Because if my response was not calculated and carefully thought out, We don't know how people have been feeling even today.
Yes.
You know, Mtima don't care about me, look what I'm going through, and you know.
Yes.
So it was very, very, very ticklish at a vulnerable time in a team development, you know.
Yes. So you would consider that a sort of moral victory on your part in terms of dealing with these people. So in that, I would ask another difficult question. What would you think is like two of your victories in dealing with these people, dealing with these youths as a leader?
Two victories for me as a leader would be, one, the current staff that I have. You know, I have 2 employees actually from the OJT, the on-the-job training.
Yes.
We have an office manager and we have an intern from Germany.
Yes.
And I think within that team for the month of February executed 3 major projects, right? One was the completion of our work or our job we did at the senior citizens home, which has started in December, where we cleaned the compound and we had a treat for them.
Right.
So we painted the premises in February.
Okay.
We also launched, together with Sir Optimus International Port of Spain, a quiz, a competition to honor all GGFers.
Right.
And we had our first open mic. And that success, or that victory, is that the team worked together with me leading from behind, giving them that support and encouragement. And I was very impressed with how those 3 projects were executed, right? So much I felt that like I did nothing, you know? I was very uncomfortable, like, wow, you know? But I really supported that team and led that team from behind. I took some executive decisions, especially with the painting, because we didn't have the required amount of volunteers.
Okay.
So I shifted the date from the Saturday to the Thursday because I got a school on board.
Oh, that's very good.
And the team went with it and it was executed well. So that is one major victory. And the other, I will call it a victory still. Last year, for the first time, our spoken word team traveled to the United States without any adult.
Okay.
It was a risk that I took, but I'm really trying to prepare them to lead the team. I don't think I should be there every year in an event. Yes, they need adult chaperones. The team members were over 20, the 2 leaders who went, but generally there was no full adult. No, I wasn't there. The parents were kind of taken aback. You not going? I said, well, no. I said, they're going, and they did well, right? And while I still call it a victory, there were some areas that needed to be tightened.
Okay.
But generally, they did what they had to do, to the extent that the team came second in the competition. Right? We had no major issues of indiscipline and stuff like that. They did what they had to do. Right? So that was 2 victories I think I could have under my belt as a leader.
I must say congratulations to you on that. And well, that second victory, if you want, ties back with your vision in terms of having the
that
younger
continuity,
ones lead the way.
because I listen. I don't think I should be going to Brave the Voices every year with the young people. You know, if I have young persons over 20, they should be empowered enough to lead the team, and the team itself who will be on, because Brave the Voices is for 13 to 18.
Right.
And usually we have the youngest about 16.
Okay.
So they should be prepared enough to know that, hey, I could listen to the 20-year-old leader the same way I listen to Mtima.
Yes.
You know, Mtima don't have to be there.
Right.
You know, one of the jokers they told me that I was there in spirit. They say, like if something happens, say, hey, if Mtima was here, or they know.
Right.
So,
That's good.
that is kind of okay, you know, but
That's good. That's good. It shows the quality that you have. That it's embedded in them. That you don't need to be there, but they are aware of what you taught them, and they were able to execute accordingly. So again, commendations for you on that. In regard to, as you mentioned, the formulation and the whole setup that you have in Sugar One and here, as an entrepreneur, in that regard, what advice you would have for young budding entrepreneurs who wants to be leader and who will have that leadership role?
first and foremost, be honest, but you have to be honest with yourself.
Very true.
A lot of us want to assume leadership positions, we want to be in charge, and we are not honest with our own selves, right? Take a step back.
Right.
Always listen. If something happens, because with people, there's always have challenges.
Yes.
Because it's people.
Correct.
And if you don't have challenges, well, then lead some water bottles. I may still have a challenge because sometimes the water bottle might be full properly, the cork might, So you always have challenges, but take a step back before you make a decision, before you say something. Also, ask yourself as a leader, what do I want out of this relationship? Right? So, something may happen, and as a leader, you may want to correct it. But then you have to decide if now is the time to take that corrective measure. How will you approach it? Because you could reprimand, you could take your leadership role and assert yourself and say, hey, I put him up or down. And then you will have a staff that comes to work 9 to 5 and just produce without any substance, without any value. So, one, be honest with yourself. First, be honest with yourself. 2, take a step back before you make a decision. Right? And I think the third one, if you want to add a third one, is be real. Let me tell you something. You could spot a fake. I could spot a fake.
Yes.
It feels you would know when a leader faking.
Of course you will.
Even if they might come and say, accept my condolences, you might say, well, you only say that because any politically correct thing to say. So be real with your team, take a step back, and be honest with yourself.
That's very well said. And to lead on to that, as you mentioned, what is your perspective about leaders in Trinidad? Whether it be in business community, whether it be government, wherever. What is your perspective on these leaders?
And I won't be politically correct with this answer. I think one of our biggest problems as leaders in Trinidad is that we lead from a space of a colonial master.
Okay.
And why I say that, from in the home, you'll hear parents make statements, I bring in, you will have to take you out.
Right, yes.
My way or the highway.
Right.
There's no wiggle room.
Correct.
There's no wiggle room. Right? And I have seen political leaders, right, enter a room, and on their part, it's as though the emperor has arrived.
Right, yes.
I've seen the people in the room behave like peasants, like, they're bowing, and I'm saying, okay. Ronnie, I was at the hospital, some time back, at the hospital, in the emergency and the emergency department. and I saw a former political leader, a former political figure,
Right.
person in politics, was not a leader,
All right.
in some like prime minister or something, so, but was a councillor. And he's old now. And he's walking in that hospital with a tattered pants and shirt in a slippers.
Okay.
And he didn't notice when I'm saying, wow, there goes a political figure. Nobody probably noticed him. And I'm saying, this was once a god.
Correct. Everyone would have looked up to him.
Yes. I saw a former minister from the last administration heading into Citygate, most likely to take a maxi. And I'm saying, wow, that was once a god.
Yeah.
And that is a problem I have with our leaders in this country. When we assume leadership, especially political leadership, we think we become a god. It's only for 5 years.
That is very true.
Yeah, your god reign is for 5 years.
Yes.
Or let's say a leader move here in between. It might be 1 year, maybe 2 years. You know, so we in a mess with that style of leadership. You know, it has to be worship. I'm a god. You know, and again it goes back. Because if we had a, you know, they mightn't like what I'm saying and I may be victimized, but when we have a political leader who say, when I talk, no dog back.
Yes, yes. It's a sort of dictatorship.
Yeah, we carry that, we carry that with us.
Yeah.
You know? So I don't want to hear you take off my hearing aid to talk now.
Right, yeah.
You know, you can talk your liver shake out. I hear you. So we have to move away from that colonial style leadership.
Right.
Where I am in charge. And what I say goes. Because, as I said, we say it in the home. I bring in this way I can take you out.
Yeah.
It's my way or the highway. But you don't think I try that?
Yeah, it's very unfair. It's
And
not
that,
right.
yeah, that goes
It's not
right
right.
up to the highest office.
Yeah.
That style of leadership. So we have to reassess how we want to lead in this society.
Yeah. There's no planning for the future, as you mentioned. The vision is not there for the younger ones to come up because it seems like they're just trying to keep them down, keep them at bay as such.
Well, you have to remember as academics, we know of the word called tokenism.
Yes.
So some people like to boast and say, we have a lot of youth within our party, you know, or we have this one black person, we have this one Indian person. But we know what is tokenism.
Correct.
Right?
Correct.
So having one black person or one Indian person say, yes, so you can't say there's no Indian in the party. Look,
Right.
we have two. You know? We just have one, we have two.
Right.
You can't say no black person in the party. You know? But listen, I think we have to find our Caribbean or Trinidad identity.
Right.
Right? And try not to hold on to what we think works because probably it worked then.
Correct. Yes. Yes. Work for
Probably
that
it worked,
period.
yeah, it worked then, but it can't work now.
You have to keep changing and adapting to.
You have to be flexible.
Correct. Yes.
You have to be open. You have to listen to the people and not just around election time. And it's across the board.
Yes.
But
That
let's
is
be
true.
real.
That is very true. The people are the ones who put you there as a leader for a specific purpose, and you're not serving that role.
I met a minister at a function recently, and I was going to approach her to speak to her, and her assistant stopped me. Right, so she's here, her assistant's here, she's here. I'm now approaching her,
Yes.
arm's length. The assistant stopped me and said, give us your information and we'll contact you. I said, no. I said, because the last time I did that, and nobody contacted me. I started talking to she right here.
Correct, yeah.
And I approached her. But within an election period, no assistant will stop me. Because I need to be heard.
Yes.
Well, we need to be heard outside of election.
Yes, yes we do. Yes we do.
I think that's a big downfall across the board. There's not no one party,
Yes.
one regime across the board.
So I have to agree with you on that, Mtima. So leadership, it has a lot. It is a lot. It's a lot of work, right, on one person. But what I can say is, from what I see, the work you have done, I must say you are one of the good or great leaders around. Trying to be one of the great leaders around.
Make a lot of mistakes.
Well, that's what you learn from your mistakes and you build. And I must say, you are learning from it and you are teaching the younger ones the right path. And that is one way. And that shows the quality that you have as a leader. So, again, I must say, congratulations to you in all you have done and what you have done so far. And keep up the good work. It's a pleasure. And I must say, I have worked with him on some projects, and it is a pleasure working with Mtima. And I must say, add this aspect of it, is that in his office area, I had the pleasure of meeting his workers, and the sort of environment that he had mentioned, family affair, it's very prevalent in here. Everybody is open to discussion. You know, it's not like a master-slave sort of scenario. It's not. And Maggie, I must commend you on that. And that is the sort of leadership quality and skills that you have. And this is what we need out there.
I want to just add this also. Like one of the young men, I will call his name. Emmanuel is about 2021. And I always call Emmanuel to seek Emmanuel's counsel. As a matter of fact, I called Emmanuel yesterday, right, to get his advice on something. And Emmanuel has that privilege to agree or disagree with me. You know, he has that freedom.
Yes.
Because that's the relationship that we have.
Correct.
You know, and from time to time I'll always advise him and let him know to not do as I do, but in terms of pattern my style with his own flavor. You know? So that is one thing I really try to do at all times, is engage young persons and seek their advice, because they would see things from an angle that I would not see.
Yes.
Because as much as I want to get down to their level, I am not 20. You know, I am not 21.
Yes.
Right? So I could feel like I'm 20.
You can act like
I'm 20, but I'm not 20. So it is always good to get his perspective as a 20-year-old, as a 21-year-old. You know, I just really want to add in that before we close off.
Alright, thank you. I really appreciate that. And again, I must say, thank you very much for your time and patience and doing this little assignment, helping me with my assignment here in Mtima.
A+.
I hope Dr. Nadine Samster, A+. You're the leader. Right. So again, thank you very much. I appreciate it. And it was a pleasure doing this with you.
No problem, Ronnie.
Thank you.